Ready. So cool now how they tell you that how the meeting is being recorded when you hit recording now, and then you have the option to get out or stay in. It's really neat. Well, awesome, guys. I'm excited to be here. You're probably wondering who's this crazy guy on this Zoom link here chatting with each and every one of you. My name is Brandon Stevens. I'm a diamond ambassador with Q Sciences. And first, before we go into anything, I want you just to have an open mind. And the reason why is because when my friend told me about something that he was working on, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was closed-minded. And he said something that was very powerful. He said, Brennan, your mind is like a parachute. It only works if it's open. And the most expensive thing you own is a closed mind. And closed mind means closed pockets. You'll be a slave to your business or your job for the rest of your life. He said, Brennan, literally the most uneducated thing you can do is say no to something you never looked at. And so I was like, man, that's so true. That's so right. And the timing couldn't be any worse in my time frame. And the reason why is because I got thrown a curveball. And I'm not going to tell you my whole life story, but I'm going to tell you the reason why I decided to go through the e-commerce business model where I was able to build distribution centers globally throughout the world. And this is why I get so enthusiasm and excited about this, because it gave me the opportunity to have a basic life, an average lifetime, where it gave the average person the opportunity to live above an average life. And it did that for me. And so when it came in my life, I was a single dad, full custody of my oldest two kids. I really didn't know what to do. I was stressed. I was depressed. I was drugged. I was knocked out, not drugged, but drugged out, just beat up, just everything you possibly can think of. I was at my lowest, and I didn't have self-belief. I didn't have motivation. I didn't have anything. And, I started to think about what's my purpose in life? What do I want to accomplish? Like, what do I want to provide for my family? And my kids need to see me win. And, I got introduced to this industry, and I come out blazing fires. I didn't do very well. I made $13 my first 90 days, but I became a student, and I learned the craft, and I kept focusing, and I just never gave up. And I realized it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I was just looking to make some extra cash. And then 8 years later, to be able to make over $12 million has been a true blessing. To be able to reinvest that in other companies, to be able to do what I want, whenever I want, however I want. So what I'm about to show you is something that got me really excited. And when I got this phone call from Mr. Jake Spencer to share this opportunity, I saw a way where I can actually schedule my family time first, not my business first. Where a lot of us on here on this call, where we have jobs or businesses, where we schedule our family time around our businesses or our jobs, instead of the opposite way around. And I want to be able to do what I want, whatever I want, however I want. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day. Like I said earlier, let me screen share and show you exactly what we're doing. Please, pay attention until I say something that doesn't make sense, because I appreciate you taking time out of your evening to jump on this call as a friend asked you to check this information out. So I do appreciate that. And you'll see why they're so excited about this opportunity as I am, because of what it's been able to do, not only for me, but for my family and many of my friends that I've been able to bring along the journey with me inside of this company. So let me screen share real quick, and you'll be able to see everything. I promise you, my wife changed my back screen color. That's not really my favorite back screen, so don't judge me. Oh gosh, hold on. There we go. Oh, there we go. All right, cool. So if you're a guest on this call this evening, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever heard of Q Sciences before? And if the question is no, and if the question is no, that's what got me excited, because most people haven't. And when you've never heard of something before, usually it's because there's no market penetration, no saturation. And people want to be part of something new and exciting and get started at a ground floor level. And so if I asked you about a company that you maybe have heard of before, like Target, McDonald's, Taco Bell, or something like that, or any big name Fortune 500 company, you already have an opinion or experience towards that company. But when you've never heard of something before, then it builds curiosity. And that's what got my attention. So if I got your attention because you never heard of Q Sciences, go along this journey with me. I want to take you on a journey with me, okay? But most importantly, 95% of companies fail in their first 5 years in business. So I wanted a company at least been established, but still brand new with no market penetration around the globe. And so we've been in business since 2012. So I knew we were established. But I wanted to stay in the cutting edge technology, health, and wellness industry is because I knew that it was going to be trending. Think about this if you're a guest on the call. What have you had to eat in the last 24 hours? If you've had to think about that when I asked that question, you probably didn't get the proper nutrition that your body needs to operate at full capacity because you wouldn't have to think about it. You should be able to just rattle it off like that. Have you ever had days where you didn't have mental clarity or days where you're tired? Well, a lot of that has to do with what we're consuming on a daily consumption of our basis of our food, the food content we're eating. See, a lot of us like to eat fast food or food that's convenient, that's quick to get on taking out, or a lot of times where we think that we're eating healthy, but we're really not. Because I saw an article the other day, you have to eat like literally 8 apples comparison to 1 apple from 50 years ago. So when I saw that, where the replenishment of our food content has decreased dramatically in the last few years, even when I'm eating healthy, I'm just not consuming enough of it. So nutrition is not really a need, it's a must. And so when I saw this, I was like, wow, this is something that can be really huge that I can capitalize on, especially with market trends, but you have to do it right. And so I started thinking on ways that I can market this company and things that way I can introduce to people, because I don't like selling. I'm going to be honest with you, but I love sharing and letting people make a decision if they like it or not. But how can I make something sound attractive? Well, I started thinking about diets. Well, diets are not attractive. Like, they don't attract me whatsoever. Diets are meant to be broken. I don't think they're sexy at all. But if I could show you a way to live a healthier lifestyle without changing your lifestyle, now I might got your attention. See, we've been implementing certain strategies where we actually really broke the code and figured out how to actually grow this company in this industry. And we figured it out so well that we've been able to capitalize on market trends and take this to the 3rd fastest growing company in the world. See, back in 2020, during a pandemic, we literally quadrupled the company. We literally took the company from literally nothing to something very quickly. And what's even crazier, we've already doubled the company in 2021. And I can't wait to see what happens by the end of the year, because some of the strategies we've been able to implement, and we're right at that S-curve level, we're about to explode. But the reason why we've been able to do that is because of these 3 individuals that I'm actually about to click on and actually show you right here. These 3 individuals play a key role in a lot of things that's happening inside of this company. The person on the far right-hand side, Mr. Jake Spencer, is the person that actually reached out to me to share this opportunity with me. What's really cool about that is I've known him for about 8 years now. And what attracted me to this company was not the products, was not the compensation plan, not the individuals that were part of it, but Jake. Mr. Jake Spencer is what attracted me. Why? Because his body language, his posture, his demeanor, what he wanted to accomplish, I felt like mentally, physically, and spiritually, he can bring a lot of value into my life. And what's really cool, some of the things that he's taught me as an individual, how to date my wife again, how to actually cherish moments with my kids where I'm actually more present than just being present. He really taught me what's valuable in life. And so we're attracting people for the right reasons, not the wrong reasons, and teaching business leadership, not the MLM leadership that you usually see. And that's what really got my attention. I was like, this is the type of quality guy that I would follow. This is the type of person that I would love to be in business with. You know, when you partner with good people, good things tend to happen. And the reason why he actually partnered up with Q is because of what the product was actually doing for his daughter. And that's it right here, the Q Max. And when his daughter was taking this product and he saw the effects that the product was actually doing, he wanted to meet the owner of the company, Mr. Mark Wilson, 2-time Super Bowl champion winning quarterback with the Oakland Raiders, or now it's Las Vegas Raiders. We won't hold that against him if you're not a Raiders fan. I know each and every one of you on this call, deep down inside, is Cowboys fans. It's okay. You don't have to admit it. I know y'all are. This is our year. So you're not going to change my mind no matter what you say. This is our year. But played 10 years in the NFL, big in real estate, just good people. He outseeked Mr. Dr. Stephen Kimberly, part of WebMD. He's the one that actually formulated the products and outsourced it, third-party documentation, clinical studies, and everything else. And they were actually able to put together the product line that I'm actually about to show you just here in a second, right here. When I saw the CBD market really blowing up around the globe, I knew that was something that was going to be trending. People are trying to go to more natural medicine nowadays. And with the CBD levels, you don't have to worry about it with the THC levels or failing drug tests and all the crazy stuff that goes along with THC and everything else. So you don't have to worry about getting the munchies or laughing or getting hungry or anything like that. But it helps with anxiety, stress, pain, and joints and ligaments. And it helps out with so many things, especially playing sports. It's been able to help me tremendously continue some of my everyday activities that I like to do, like playing golf and working out and running and things like that. So we have our creams, we have our roll-ons, we have our essential oils and things like that. And we're fixing to roll out something in September that's going to be really crazy. And that's our terpene oils. And that's going to be able to go out in a lot of our international markets and things like that. So it's really exciting to hear about that. We do have nutritional sprays. These are really cool because sometimes, my little ones, they don't like taking pills. So I can just spray it in their mouth. And sublingual sprays is one of the most effective ways to get something in your bloodstream. And it's low cost, and most people that need nutrition can't afford it. So I love the price point, $17 for a month supply. So very affordable for the average person. So we have like our Q Sleep with melatonin to put you in a deep REM sleep. We have our Q Boost that helps with appetite, Q Relief for pain, B12 for energy, QC Plus to help build your immune system, vitamin D for D3 deficiencies, helps with nails, skin, hair, all kinds of things. Really great product. One of my favorite of our powder sample supplementations that I like to try out is our Q Twist. It's actually our CBD product. We have our Crave for appetite in the morning time. We have our Hydrate to keep you hydrated throughout the day. We also have our Calm to actually calm you down. You realize I haven't taken mine yet. That's why I tried here, because if I was, I'd be a lot more mellow-toned on this call probably and not as excited. Really great product I like to wind down to. We also have our men's and women's Vitalize. As you notice, men that are on the call, as we start to age, our testosterone levels start to drop tremendously. We cannot maintain muscle mass as much. Our energy levels start dropping. A lot of us go to testosterone centers to get the shot to get our test levels balanced because it's more healthier that way. And I love this because it's more of a natural way of doing it. And your wives will thank me later after you get on it. So it's a really great product. Women's Vitalize, I'm not going to go down that path. I mean, I still haven't figured out my wife yet. With the hormones and cramps and everything else. But I just know she loves being on that product and she can't live without it. So it's amazing. So trust me, man, you'll thank me later when you get your wives or your girlfriends on that product itself. But this is the main product that I love the most, the Q Core. See, the Q Core is a combination of 3 different products. Q Max, and you can actually get it in the bottles itself if you want to. Or the package. It has 36 different vitamins, minerals, amino acids, helps out with so many things like PTSD, bipolar disorder, ADHD. I'm not saying it cures that stuff. I'm saying it helps with that. So I'm making sure that I'm not making any claims or anything like that. But when I take the Q Max, it helps me out with my mental clarity. It helps me with focus. It helps me be more organized. I feel like my communication skills are way better. I just feel like I'm more motivated than ever. It's just a really great product. Then you have your Q line that helps with inflammation, recovery, blood flow. And then we have our probiotic for gut health too as well. So it's a really popular product. That's probably our number 1 product that actually is distributed throughout the entire world in 23 plus countries that we're a part of and getting very aggressively on international expansion. We do have Q Trim that helps with like your appetite. It's a carb blocker, helps you lose weight. We have meal replacements, proteins. We have greens. I'm drinking my greens right now as we speak because sometimes I don't eat my broccoli, my greens, or consume enough of it. So I love the greens drink. And then my favorite product out of all the products, the Tiger Blood and the Dragon, the Q Sport Dragonberry, amazing for natural energy. It doesn't give you the jitters or the crashes, and got really great ingredients in there. I've always been an energy guy, and to find a good, clean energy source has been life-saving for me. It's been tremendous what it's been able to help me do, not only to motivate me to go work out, motivated just to do a lot of things. It's been a true blessing. I'm going to be honest with you. This is the life life of Q Science is this portfolio. It's been so crazy what these products have done to so many people around the world, and impacted their lives with bringing their blood pressure down, or helping them sleep better at night, or to be able to have more energy, or to lose weight. It's just really crazy, how we've been able to impact so many people's families around the world with this amazing product. But what I'm going to cover next is really been more important than ever before. And I think the reason why is because right now, with the uncertainty of what's going on in the world, a lot of people don't know what's going to happen. Jobs, people are losing jobs, people are getting laid off, people are afraid they're not even going to have a job next week, and things like that. And more people are open than ever before. And I don't think there's anything wrong with having a job or a business, but I truly believe there's something wrong with only having a job or a business, in my personal opinion. And so when I saw this, I got really excited, and I thought it was a joke, but it wasn't a joke, because most businesses cost a lot more money than $40. Most businesses cost around the range of $100,000 plus. My tire shop in Weatherford, Texas, cost me over $244,000, and I wasn't the only investor in that place. My farm in Oklahoma cost literally over $1.3 million to get up and running. My wife's health clinic, a little over $100,000, and we still haven't returned investment over 2 years, and they're constantly dumping money back into it. Our real estate, we just bought more lots, and had to write a nice little check. I've realized in them investments, I make money back, but there's a lot of risk that involves that. We hear there's hardly no risk at all. So it's low risk with big return, instead of big risk with little return. And that's why I get so excited about this, because it caters to the masses. It gives the average person the opportunity to live above an average lifestyle, and give them hope to be a part of something bigger than themselves, like it did for me a little over 8 years ago, when I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. I had no direction, no guidance, no nothing. And this really impacted my life. And so after you pay the $40, you get to pick out whatever products you want. But let me tell you the plus side of this, because you're like, well, why should I buy here? Why should I do here? Well, if you go to GNC or Vitamin Shop or Vitamin World, great places, by the way, and like have amazing products, but you can't write off any of that on your taxes. See, when you start consuming it through yourself now you can write it off on your taxes. So like, say your cell phone, your internet, your TV, mileage you put on your vehicle, eating out, say it's Q related, a meeting that you're having, you can write all that off on your taxes. Like, I don't even give my real uncle money. Why would I want to give Uncle Sam more money? Like, I want to actually write off as much as I possibly can, because most of us on this call might be a W-2, and that's okay. But all your taxes are out before you even get your check. Well, here you get all your money, and now you get to deduct all them things and lower yourself to a lower tax bracket. And so it's really neat. So I have a lot of my entrepreneur friends say, hey, do it for the tax benefits. Do it to consume the products. If you're already consuming it, why not be able to write it off for your taxes? Even if you don't want to build a business, at least be able to get the discount to be able to write it off. And I was like, man, that's a no-brainer. And that got me really excited about that, because literally, like, you're not losing any money. You're not out of pocket for anything. And so we have custom packs that we've been able to put together, like our Hemp Heaven, best of both worlds for men, best of both worlds for women, that you can do. It's a more bang for your buck, or you can individually go in there and actually get it. Now, you're probably thinking, is there other packages? Absolutely, there is. And I always ask people, people always ask me all the time, is there a certain pack I should buy? No, it just depends on your budget. I'm going to be honest with you and transparent with you. Like, I'm not going to put you in a situation that's going to hurt you financially. So figure out what your budget is, and then you can kind of consume on what products you want to try out. Now, there is a product packs on here that is not on here. And we actually have a package where you can actually enter with a family for a trip to Disney World. And you get a personal trainer. They do all the meal prepping. They do the workouts for you, home workouts, cycling, yoga. I mean, you name it, everything. And it's really cool. And it's included with that pack. So it's really neat in return, because I've had that app before, similar, from another trainer. And literally I was paying like $500 a month for the same thing. And I was having to buy extra stuff outside of that. And it was really crazy. So I love how we were able to implement some of the things that we've been able to do. Now, this is what got me really excited. And the reason why is because it was a one-page PDF file. It was the first time that I've ever seen set pay in our industry. Set pay with weekly pay with the monthly flush has never been done before. And I told Mr. Jake Spencer, I said, if you pull this off, it's going to go down in the history books. He said, I know. So don't you want to be a part of the history that we're about to create? And I said, man, I'm crazy enough to believe you. And if we do this, dude, this is going to be crazy. And so far, it has been crazy to see the results and how the company is quadrupled and everything else last year. And now we're already doubled in size and we keep having growth. I mean, we're having significant growth every single month, 10 to 20% every month. And that's unheard of in the business world. And I think a lot of that has to do with the simplicity of our model, because people don't say no to an opportunity. They say no to what titles they have to do after they get started. So when they're visualizing something, they're thinking logically in their head. That's the exact same thing they have to do. So simplicity is key. So let me explain in small detail exactly what that is. So the first way we get paid is up to 35% off any of the customers that we acquire, one time or multiple times. That's the first way we get paid. Of course, we're going to make more money by consuming customers. Okay. Now, this is what got me excited, because Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, a lot of the big entrepreneurs in the world do this, and it's called the wealth principle. I'd rather get paid 1% off 100 people's efforts, not 100% of my own efforts. It's called leverage. It's the wealth principle. And so if I have a job that entitles me being there and something happens to me, what happens to my income? It's gone. And there's nothing wrong with generating income that way, because that's what we were taught, how to generate income. But I figured out a way to generate income from something I did 6 months ago, something I did 12 months ago, something I did 2 years ago, and been able to pour my heart, my soul, my mentorship in duplicating other people to do the exact same thing I'm currently doing. And now I can actually enjoy life and have a business that operates with me or without me. So that's what I said. I'm not saying it's the best model, but I'm saying it's a better way to generate income. And that's what got me really excited about this, is because I can actually tier up in the chain of the business model and get paid what I'm worth. And so it's really neat because there's no cap. There's nobody telling me how much I can make. I can make as much money as I possibly want. And some of you are like, well, I don't care about the money. That's great. You get in where you fit in. And that's what I love about it. Because some people on this call like, hey, Brendan, if you can show me how to make an extra $750 a month, I'll be excited. If you can show me how to make an extra $2,000 a month, I'll be excited. And some of you on this call, hey, I just want to make as much as possible. Great. We'll show you how to do that too as well. We have some crazy testimonies that if I share them with you, like literally you'd be blown away. Like I literally was texting one of my friends that's in the business. She's been with us for a little over 8 months now. And and I asked her how much did she make last month? And she's like, I can't believe I'm about to tell you this, but the amount was over $200,000 in 1 month. And I was like, dang, girl, you get it. And before she got started, she didn't even have the $39 to even get started. She had to borrow the money. That's mind blowing what this business can do for you and your family in less than 8 months by making a decision. See, what I've realized is with fear, facing everything and run or face everything and rise, for things to change, we got to change. And for us to have something we never had before, you got to do something you've never done before. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to share it and let people make a decision. And if they like it, great. If they don't, great. So then people that didn't want to do the business, I try to get them as a customer and trying out because it's 100% money back guaranteed. It's a win-win situation. So then I started having people join my business, my e-commerce business, my franchise business, and I started to tier up in the company. I had 300 in volume sales and I made a $50 residual check with a one-time bonus of $100. Then I jumped up to pro. I made a $100 residual check. Or another $100 bonus. Then I hit executive and so on and so on. And it started getting increasing because every time I went to work, I gave myself a pay raise. How cool is that? Like every time you go to work, you're like building your business more and more and more, and you can build it at your own pace. That's what's cool about this. And so it was really neat just to see that. So like, if you just want to make a little extra cash, you can work this around your schedule instead of its schedule, like your job or your business, or a lot of you schedule your family time around it. See, here in Q, you can work it for 5 hours a day, or 1 hour a day, or no hours a day, take the whole week off. It's totally up to you. I love that. And so we have our one-time bonuses, and we have our FFM program where literally when you fill out a form and you hit these ranks, they pay your debt towards your mortgage, your credit card, or whatever you want it to go to, life insurance policy. It's totally up to you. It's really neat. But get back with the person that got you on, and they can break it down and show you exactly how to capitalize on putting a business plan together for actually the breakage of the actually compensation plan itself. So it's really neat. And so I always try to tell people you fall in one of three different categories. If you're a guest on this call, A, B, or C. C stands for, hey, Brandon, this sounds amazing. It sounds great, but it's really not for me. I want to say thank you for your time because you respectfully stayed on the call and jumped on this call for your friend to evaluate this business. But could you do me a big favor? Could you actually support your friend and maybe take a look at the website and try out some of the products? And if you don't like it, you send it back. It would be much appreciated. B stand for but I have a bunch of questions. That was, you talk really fast and you're really excited, and that was really quick. Can I get some more information? Absolutely, you can get some more information. This is just a brief overview to give you just a brief of what we do so we can be very respectful of your time. So if you want to go more in depth with the compensation plan, we can break it down for you. Or if you want to go more in depth with the products itself, we can do that for you. There's different personality types actually on here. So we want to be respectful of everybody's time. So I appreciate you taking time out of that. And we can answer any of the questions just right after this call. A stands for action. A's realize the biggest risk in life is not taking a risk at all. It's by playing it safe. That's the most unsafe thing we possibly do, the way our economy is right now. I mean, we drive around with the spare tire. Why not have a plan B? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. And so that's what really got me excited. So let the person know what category you fall in, and we'll be able to walk you through the process. But in closing, real quick, I want to ask you a very important question. And if you've been on my calls before, you probably know what I'm about to ask. And this was the turning point in my life when a young boy asked me this question. He said, I'm going to ask you a question that nobody's been able to answer. And I looked at him like he was crazy. I said, then why are you asking me this question if nobody's been able to answer the question? He said, can you tell me who your great grandparents are? Not your grandparents, but your great grandparents on both sides, the four on both sides, first name, middle name, last name, what they did for a living, where they lived. He said, I've never had one person be able to answer that fully. They've been able to answer maybe one or two, but fully answer all of that. And I was just like, no, I don't know the answer. I know one first name, middle name, but I don't know what she did for a living or anything like that. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. Love for one generation, remembered for two, and then forgotten. You're just a tombstone and a gravesite. Nobody's going to know who you are. And so it's really not about the day you're born or the day you die that we celebrate. It's the dash in between that represents who we are and what footprint we leave here on this earth. Like, how do we want to be remembered? And I didn't want to be remembered as that guy that just made a lot of money. I want to be remembered as that guy that made a difference in other people's lives around the world. That when I walk through that door, I light up the room, not darken it, where I can literally sit down with somebody and literally show them that, hey, when you put your mind to something, you can achieve anything, and give them hope and let them just start dream big again. And because that's the thing is, when we get out of high school and everything else, we dream to be certain things, and then reality hits us and then we settle. And so I wanted to be that kid again that dreamed big. And luckily somebody believed in me and to make me believe that I can achieve something great. And thank goodness I trusted that person, because I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So whose lives are you impacting? What difference are you making in your community? And if you can't make a difference in somebody else's life on what you're doing, then why are you doing it? Find a way to give back to others. Find a way to lift people up. Find a way to better this world each and every day. And this is why I joined Q, because of the culture of what we're creating inside of Q. Because we're living in a dark place right now with negativity, where people are going on social media, finding ways to make fun of people and bully, and suicides are at an all-time high, and mental health is at an all-time high. And I truly believe we have products that really can make a difference and show people that you can be a part of a community. You can be loved. You can be appreciated. You can be important to other people because you're important to us. And I have so many people that join our groups and join our events and everything else because they feel like they're a part of a family. They feel like they're a part of something bigger than themselves. And that's what it's truly about. So if you're living in a dark place and you're on this call, it might not have nothing to do with Q in the business and making money or anything else. But I want to let you know you have a home. You have a friend. You have somebody to come to and cheer you up and be there for you when you need somebody. Because then more importantly, that's what we're all about, is we're a family and we're here for each other. So if we make money down the line, great. And if we live a healthier life, great. That's awesome. That's just an extra bonus. But more importantly is the friendships that we're able to build throughout this world to make it a better place. And that's why why Q is so special, is because we're doing that right now. And that's one of the reasons why we're the third fastest growing company in the world, is because we're just different. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day to jump on this call. I wouldn't be able to share this information with you if it weren't for each and every one of you. So I appreciate it. And I'm super excited for each and every one of you being part of this movement that we're creating, because we're only creating it once. So as you always hear from other people, how was it to get started at the beginning? Well, we're pre-launching right now. This is the beginning. And as you notice, when companies pre-launch, they only pre-launch once. So make sure you lock and load and get started at the beginning, because I'm telling you right now, there's going to be so many stories that's going to be talked about this moment right now in history of Q Sciences. So I'm excited for each and every one of you. I hope you all have a great night, good morning, good evening, wherever you're calling at in the world. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to jump on this call. Take care. See you guys.